We're going to learn about the basic strokes that you're going to use in your drumming. There are 3 basic strokes. They're called the single stroke, the buzz, and the flam. In short, a single stroke is just hitting the pad once. Single stroke. Easy peasy. And the buzz sounds like this, where you hit the pad and the stick bounces. And the flam is this, where you hit the pad with both hands almost at the same time. So a few notes on those strokes. With the single stroke, you want to think about, again from the posture video, the motion comes from your wrist. You want to think about flicking your stick down into the pad, like you're flicking a bogey off your finger. You're flicking the stick into the pad. And you want your fingers to be quite loose, so that as you swing down with your wrist, the stick takes a moment to catch up. The stick hits the pad, it bounces, and there's enough waggle in your stick so that there's a comfortable bounce like this. So you're going to bring your stick down, and it should bounce about this high without me having to pull up at all with my hand, right? So that's the single stroke. As you practice your singles, focus on the bounce and focus on how loose the stick is in your hand. The next stroke is the buzz stroke, where the stick bounces each time. The way you achieve this is, instead of with the single, you let your stick bounce upwards. With the buzz, you want to keep your wrist down as it was, and you want to slightly engage your fingers. So remember, you're holding the stick mostly with these 3 fingers. When you do the buzz, you're going to add just a little bit more pressure from each of them so that the stick has less waggle. It still has a bit of waggle, but this is the amount of waggle it has for a buzz. For a single, it's really loose. For a buzz, I engage the fingers, it's tighter. So when I hit the pad, engage my fingers, wrist is down, the stick is not able to bounce up as far, and it's forced into the surface of the pad. When you do the buzz, think about pushing the end of your stick through the pad into whatever's underneath. So that's the buzz. With the flam, think about hitting the pad at the same time, but now delay one of your hands slightly. So for this one, I'm going to hit the pad slightly with my left hand first, then my right. And see how when I prepare for that hit, I've raised both my hands up, and the one that's going to hit first is lower down. It makes a kadak sound. Kadak. 2 distinct noises. And try that starting hitting the pad with both your right hand first and your left hand first. That's the flam. Now these strokes all seem very simple, you're just hitting the pad, there's no rhythms there, but where it's important is when we chain a bunch of these strokes together to create rhythms. So for instance, when we play the Toc de Castells, we're going to be chaining together buzzes. Right? So in that example, I used each of the single stroke, the buzz stroke, and the flams. And you'll see how that works later in the course.